See?
You don't need any tissue, do you, Amanda? The music just stimulates those emotions, right?
It does, doesn't it?
It just takes you.
It makes the tears happen.
Well, welcome back to Good Wedding Day. We all carry them, our small little computers in our pockets, which just so happen to make phone calls and take photos.
But this is your big day. The excitement and the classic emotional moments, Amanda. And also the fun, because you're going to need some, you know, Aunt Esther, you know, cutting, you know, the rug on the dance floor. And she's probably going to take some on that, you know, cell phone in her purse.
We don't want those. Yeah, in her purse. That's where someone like Jason Miller comes in. He's the Toledo Photo Guy. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. We don't want Aunt Esther's pocket pictures.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
We need something that's going to last a lifetime. So you were telling us you've been doing photography for 20 years.
My 20th year.
20th year. Congratulations. And you've been able to see so much change. You said you're still learning. So when it comes to weddings and locations around town, what are some of the hot spots?
Downtown is a big one.
Okay.
A lot of the couples like the contrast of the dresses and you know the alleys and the buildings. The metro parks are a big one. Anything with water. So and that's one of the things that you do when you're working with the couples is find out, you know, maybe where they met. Maybe they met at a baseball game, so we'll go down to the park. But yeah, just you find out what's important to them, and that's the hot spot that you'll use.
Yeah, really cool. So just a quick story. We planned to do the art museum, but time was a problem. So we were downtown. We found an alley. So if you look at our
did the alley thing.
Yeah, and the contrast is really cool. It was so surprising. I never thought I would get married and take photos in front of some like vacant abandoned buildings, but it worked.
There's
really
beauty
well.
in it somehow,
There's beauty in
right?
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And of course, when you're taking these pictures, you're gonna, you know, have that careful eye while you're editing and before you know, even give them the previews. What are some of the trends? Do people want those warmer kind of orange tones to it, or do they want maybe the cooler kind of blue tones that are in them?
It depends on the season, I'd say. If you're in the fall, they definitely want the warmer tones with the orange and the yellows. In the winter, it's probably the cooler tones. But you have that conversation with them, and you kind of, and sometimes they don't even know. They're just like,
whatever.
like, didn't even think, you know, less is more in that. You just kind of, they just trust you, and you do what you think is best.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably the best kind, right?
Yes.
You know, how many photographers? Is it just you solo going to do a wedding, or do you bring a team with you to capture all of it?
It's optional. A lot of photographers that I know work as a team. They have 2. Sometimes 3. I've done most of my career as a solo photographer. I do offer second photographers. I have assistants that work with me that help me out. But again, that's a conversation. Sometimes it's a misperception. Brides think they have to have 2 photographers. And there's certain times when that's required with time restraints and different locations.
Different locations,
But most of the time, it's not necessary.
You've had some busy Saturdays for the past 20 years. I was just thinking about
I tell you what, if I'm not working on a Saturday, it's just like, what do I do?
And are photo booths still a thing at weddings? I know I've been to a lot lately, and they've still had them, but are they still in or are they out?
They're absolutely still in.
Okay.
And there's a trend of, you know, mirror booths and selfie stations, so it's kind of expanding. I actually got into photo booths as well about 10 years ago, so that's growing as well. So yeah, it's almost like a expected.
A must-have.
Yeah.
Sort
At a
of.
wedding.
It's, yeah, it's what you're going to have. This is fun.
Oh, that is cool. I like that.
Yeah, so that's 2 different photos. I kind of superimposed them together. You know, the big thing
Get it,
with
girl.
the big thing with meeting with the couples is finding out their personality and what. I just like to have fun with them. I mean, we're going to be spending the whole day together. It's stressful. So I really want to do something unique that kind of showcases their personality.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So, Jason, you're taking hundreds of photos, if not a few thousand that day, right? Depending on how many times you're clicking, right?
Yes.
So afterwards, what do you offer? What's the package like? I'm sure there are various packages, but are you offering photos in just a digital format? Are folks looking for that more now?
Do they want
books?
albums?
You know, things like that.
Albums are trending more now.
Okay.
any photographer will tell you that it is hard to sell prints or albums. I've had to change my packages to incorporate them, because what ends up happening is brides, couples in general, they're just like, well, we'll get to it. And it just,
they don't.
They end up, we call it dying a digital death, because they sit on a USB drive for years and they never print them. So I kind of force their hand. I make an album for them, and then they just hand it to their friends and family and be like, hey, check it out.
Because mom
It is
wants
beautiful.
that.
Oh yeah, and it's just, you do such the good quality work there too, so you'd be able to take
And
that.
final question, are people still taking engagement photos?
Yes, engagement photos are important for a lot of reasons. The main one I try selling is so that we can get to know each other. So we can get to know, what they're like and how I shoot, so that on the day of, we're not strangers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, they're very important.
Nice.
I did the alley photos for that.
Oh, okay.
With the Red Sox hat and the Rays hat.
I wonder who suggested that.
Who organized those photos?
Well, Jason, thanks so much for joining us. And you can find Jason at ToledoPhotoGuy.com. Really cool website name. Really appreciate it.
Straight to the point.
Yes, he's the guy.
With those photos, you gotta have something that pops a little bit. We're gonna talk about flowers, that floral arrangement, when more Good Day returns.